on 12 News, a changing view of police work. Brooklyn Park gets the green light to roll out body cameras. Plus, it's often said breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Today, parents join students to prove it. But first, an old problem in schools taken to new levels.
Reading the stories made me realize, okay, it does exist, and this is a huge issue.
12 News starts right now. Hello, and thanks for joining us. The rise of social media has created cyberbullying.
And in some Minnesota schools, this is a serious problem, so much so that a Wayzata High School student is trying to shine light on the topic. Here's 12 News reporter Eric Nelson.
It's real in schools like it is anywhere else in our society.
There's not really a way to stop it right now.
Melissa Drankon wants to stamp out cyberbullying in schools.
I just know that social media just keeps booming and there's no way to really get it under control.
Drankon is a senior at Wayzata High School who recently produced a public service announcement to bring awareness to the issue.
We shared it in class and a teacher saw it and she just was like, wow, that's so heartbreaking and you should really share it with other people and get it out there even more.
Statistics show 1 in 3 students have experienced cyberbullying, and the fallout for victims can have serious consequences.
If you're the one being cyberbullied, you're like, is that true? Because then you become self-conscious and you're like, why would someone say that about me? Is there something I don't know? And
Drankon says she was cyberbullied in middle school.
We ended up being able to put a stop to it before it spiraled out of control.
And hopes other students don't go through the same thing.
Reading the stories made me realize, okay, it does exist and this is a huge issue.
It's so much easier to send out hurtful messages when you don't have to see the repercussions of them because you send it off into cyberspace and you don't see where it lands.
Drankon's message to kids is simple.
Always think before you type, think before you say, just no matter what, remember to think.
Now, Jill Johnson of the Wayzata School District says cyberbullying can be done through many avenues, whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, email, or texting. School officials say they have dealt with it all. Alex and Mike.
All right, thank you very much. Christopher Benz was a happy, fun-loving 17-year-old with a bright future ahead of him. He had friends, he enjoyed sports, he had a loving family, but something was wrong. In 2007, Benz was a senior at Armstrong High School. That same year, he took his own life. A week later, his mother received his acceptance letter into college. Well, Chris's story lives on. Monday night at Calvary Lutheran Church in Golden Valley, his mother Janet hosted a suicide prevention workshop. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among teens, behind only automobile accidents. It's also growing. Suicide rates have jumped 29% in Minnesota over the past decade. And to prevent them, Janet works with the state health department to spread the word about QPR, a technique to recognize the warning signs of suicide.
To me, I liken it to CPR. I think the American Heart Association did a great job of spreading CPR across the country. We now have AEDs in every building, and suicide prevention and QPR as an intervention is like CPR.
QPR stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. And to learn more about QPR training, you can go to the Christopher Benz Foundation website. That's ChristopherBenzFoundation.org.
Every police officer in Brooklyn Park will soon be deployed with a body camera. The City Council approved their use on Monday night, but the vote comes with concerns. Chief among them, what body camera data should be private and what should be public.
When a crime's not involved, as I understand it, then that video is public data. And that's a problem for me because it might be in a home.
If this will protect some police officers from false claims and maybe some citizens from bad acts, the more departments that do this, I think probably the better.
Brooklyn Park Mayor Jeff Lundy voted against the body cameras, saying they won't solve the problems seen in the news.
State education leaders are looking for different ways to tackle a growing problem.
That's an aging population ready to retire and the lack of skilled workers ready to step into those jobs, especially in high-demand fields.
This is IT, advanced manufacturing, agriculture, and health sciences. We picked 4 industries that we know there's huge growth and high need, and high wage.
State senators on the Higher Education Committee discussed best ways to approach the upcoming skills gap. By 2018, 70% of all jobs in Minnesota will require more than a high school education. Minnesota currently is working to recruit more students for a pilot program called the Pipeline Project. It's an apprenticeship-type approach that's used by global manufacturer Buehler in Plymouth, where a company hires a student after high school, they get paid for on-the-job training, while also going to college for classroom learning.
We know that we've got a huge skills gap, a huge employment gap, and so we've got to get these young people early on to be interested in the jobs that we know are needed, and we have to have affordable ways for them to get trained.
Meantime, it could be a good sign for college students who are graduating this spring. Job fairs over the next few weeks have lots of employers lined up.
I think that since unemployment is low, that job seekers should take that as a good omen.
There's a waiting list for employers to get into a job fair planned by Minnesota State Universities in Brooklyn Center. More than 150 companies are expected at the Earl Brown Convention Center, along with more than 1,000 students.
I'm not sure I can put my fingers right on the pulse of why we have so many this year. I'm not an economist, but I do think that both job seekers and employers are kind of dissatisfied with how far you can get on the internet as far as making the right match. At a certain point, there has to be the human element.
That job fair is February 26th at the Earl Brown Convention Center. You can find more information at MNSUJobFair.org.
On Monday, we told you about a Hy-Vee grocery store proposed for western Maple Grove. Today, a proposal for new homes in the same part of the city. The Enclave at Dunlaven Woods calls for 29 homes near the Corcoran border. The Maple Grove Planning Commission is recommending approval. Coming up, a body transformation that can happen relatively quickly with a little hard work.
And then later in sports, the Champlin Park Gymnastics team takes aim at another section title.
But first, the cold snap is sticking around. We'll be right back.
A person looking to get in shape has no shortage of ways to do that.
In today's Health Check, Delane Cleveland heads to Plymouth to find out what's in store for people at Orange Theory Fitness.
3, 2, 1. In a high-paced atmosphere under an orange glow, a group of people take part in a workout that involves cardio and resistance training. All the while, a heart rate monitor tracks their progress through the hour-long session.
We call it the best one-hour workout in the country.
Welcome to Orange Theory Fitness, a studio that offers group classes with an individualized experience.
It doesn't matter which studio you walk into, you know you're going to be called out by name, you're going to be pushed, you're past your normal effort, you're going to be motivated to achieve results.
It's something to which Plymouth resident Chris Jacobson can attest. This mother of 4 comes in 4 to 5 days a week for these hour-long sessions.
It is like the best workout ever because it's high intensity and it's interval training and it's individualized even though it's a group workout.
She has reason to be excited about the program.
45 seconds.
After hopping around various gyms, she gave Orange Theory Fitness a try 3 years ago, and in 9 months, she lost 90 pounds.
I think the biggest thing that I found the difference with coming here versus like a lifetime is that I didn't feel like I was pushing myself hard enough.
That's certainly not an issue here, where trainers say the class is designed to be intense, but fun at the same time.
Now, I wouldn't say you're going to become a pro bodybuilder by doing this workout, but you are going to find definition, you are going to find tone, and more importantly, you're going to really condition your heart.
The goal is for clients to get their heart rate up to the so-called orange zone for a quarter of the workout. It may sound challenging, but Jacobson says if she could do it, anyone can.
I'm proud that I made the change and realized that I was worth it and that it was better for me and my kids because I have more energy to do things with my kids and it helps lead a good example for them.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Trainers say clients will notice changes in about 6 weeks if they come about 3 days a week. If you follow the program for 6 months, they say you wouldn't be able to recognize yourself in a mirror.
Brooklyn Park is spreading the word about a contest to recycle your old batteries. It could help you win a $250 gift card. Brooklyn Park City Hall is one of dozens of drop-off sites around the northwest suburbs. Just drop off batteries at any of these sites and take a picture of it. Then submit your photos to Call to Recycle. That's a national recycling program. And for details, you can go to call2recycle.org. Coming up, it's Bring Your Parent to School Day in Brooklyn Center.
But first, the Wayzata wrestling team gets set for section competition this weekend. John Jacobson is in next with sports.
The wrestling tournament is just around the corner, and we're talking about a team that is going to face some pretty good competition.
Yeah, Wayzata, if they get to their section final, will face one of the state's best programs, but it's been a good year for them overall. Spots in the team portion of the state wrestling tournament are up for grabs later this week for local teams. Wayzata is one of the stronger teams in our area this season. After graduating a tough group of seniors from last year's team and having one of their expected top returners move to Minnetonka, the Trojans had some question marks coming into the season. They've exceeded expectations, going 12-5 in the regular season and earning the #2 seed in their new section, 5-3A.
It's really great. We've really made a lot of progress, which I think can be attributed to off-season work. We've had a lot of guys really doing a good job getting in the weight room and working on wrestling in the off-season. So yeah, really phenomenal progress.
At the start of the season, they like to do rankings and they talk to the different coaches about what do they think about the year, and people didn't really have too much about Wayzata. We were kind of the rebuilding. They say rebuilding. It's kind of a put down a little bit, you know, the meaning that you're not very good maybe one day. To finish 12-5, to have some big wins, to have some kids really step up, really carried the season.
It was a close battle between Wayzata, Buffalo, and Maple Grove for the 2, 3, and 4 spots in the section seedings. #1 was not in doubt. Second-ranked St. Michael Albertville. Though they know it won't be easy, the Wayzata guys would like to wrestle the Knights once again.
Oh, absolutely. We're excited to face them. We know the only way you get better is by facing the best, and we're just glad to get after them, get all the wins we can get. Even if you know you're expected to get pinned, we want our guys to just keep the fight in, keep it to a minor if they can, and just keep preparing, getting better and better for years to come.
The Section 5-3A team tournament is Saturday at Rogers High School. The Champlin Park Gymnastics team is aiming for its 3rd straight section title on Thursday, but the road back to state won't be easy for the Rebels. Here's Jason Malillo with more.
Champlin Park will face perennial power Maple Grove and newcomer Wayzata in a stacked Section 5AA. But Champlin Park knows how to win big meets. The Rebels are the 2-time defending section champion, and they're excited to face tough competition in their bid for #3.
We know kind of like what skills to throw and what to save till state. We also know how much to push ourselves. Like we want to be well rested before state, so we're not going to do a ton of routines the day before.
Our girls have so far shown that they'll rise to the occasion, and you know, again, I like to see a high level of competition, so we're welcoming it.
Well, as of now, we've scored higher than any team in the section, so it's looking pretty good, but definitely makes sections more exciting because we have some competition, so it should be fun.
Champlin has a lot of experience and good leadership from its upperclassmen, but it's 7th grader Cheney New who's been the Rebels' best gymnast.
She's been 2nd place in 1 meet in the all-round. Otherwise, she's won the all-round in every meet we've had so far this year. So.
It's been really good because she works really hard, so it helps everyone else keep working hard and keeps us all motivated, and she's super funny kid, and it's awesome having her.
Champlin Park is confident and focused in its bid for another trip to the state meet. The ladies believe they've progressed all season and are at their best right now. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
The Section 5AA meet is at Champlin Park High School on Thursday, starting at 5:30 p.m. Armstrong's girls Nordic ski team enters Thursday's state meet rated #1. On this week's Sports Jam show, Jay Wilcox shows us how it's a family affair for the Falcons. Here's a clip from that story.
On the state team,
Senior Hannah and freshman Leah Rudd, junior Dottie and freshman Lucy Anderson, and freshman twins Rainey and Casey Baker. Having sisters around is special.
It's been really fun, and then to look up to her as such a good role model and to encourage me, it's been really good.
It's been a lot of fun. I feel like we've all been a lot closer as a team because we can kind of relate having like sisters, like even, I don't know, we can just bond better. We just understand each other more.
It's a lot of fun. I think that it definitely pushes us and gives us some competition in the team because, I mean, no one wants to be beat by their own sister.
Very true. Watch the rest of the Sister Act story and more on Sports Jam. It runs through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. on Channel 12. Good luck to the Falcons and the Wayzata up at State on Thursday.
Okay, thanks a lot, John. Up next, how employers could help parents make a big difference in their child's lives.
We'll be right back. Well, you've heard about take your child to work day, but what about take your parent to school day?
That was what was happening at Northport Elementary School today in Brooklyn Center. And as Shannon Slatton explained, students and parents couldn't be more excited.
Remember back to when you couldn't wait to get to grade school.
Can we get the bear wave?
Something exciting was happening, and you could feel it in the halls.
I'm excited to come to school every morning.
That's what is happening here at Northport Elementary School.
We are helping serving breakfast for the kids and their parents.
Brooklyn Center firefighters and staff are serving up breakfast.
We like seeing the kids, but they like seeing us.
Not only to students, but to parents too, as part of Parent Involvement Day.
It's important because we believe that parent-school relationship is so important, and I think that parents need to come to school so that they can see exactly what's happening in the classes.
Principal Durden says the first Parent Involvement Day last year drew more than 350 parents, and she expects more parents to stop by this year.
A lot of kids.
Whether starting out the day with breakfast or visiting a classroom later.
Because of that event last year, we have more parent volunteers than ever.
With the hope that students can see the partnership between parents and teachers, and that can help keep students this excited about school.
Every month we have at least 200 or more parents to come to support what we're doing here at school, and that's huge. It's huge, and so I'm excited about that. We have awesome families.
In Brooklyn Center, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
We were there for breakfast, but parents continued to drop in for lunch and attend special performances throughout the day. What a neat opportunity for everybody involved, it sounds like.
Yeah, kids get to show their parents around
Parents
school.
around, that's right.
There you go.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we'll see you back here again tomorrow.